Hello, everybody. I hope everybody can see me good. Good evening, everybody. This is Dana Wilson. I'm so excited to be with you this evening. Before we get started, please start a watch party. Share this link with everybody so they can partake for today. We're live on Facebook, which is Work with the Masters, or they can also see us on YouTube, which is Work with the Masters, all one word. Work with the Masters, all one word. So take the time out to start the watch party, everybody. Like again, I said, I'm so excited. I actually have a little nervous energy going on here, but that's because I'm excited for you all. I'm excited for us, and excited for me to be here tonight. Again, my name is Dana Wilson. I'm going to be your host tonight for our debut of Work with the Masters. So welcome. We're debuting Work with the Masters, which is an initiative basically, and basically a sisterhood. Um, but let me just start with a little bit of history before we go into what we're doing here. Obviously, it's February, it's Black History Month, which is totally fitting for what's going on today. We're actually honoring Dr. Joanne Cornwell. Dr. Cornwell is the originator of Sister Locks. And if you don't know about Sister Locks, oh well, Dr. Cornwell first. Dr. Cornwell is a professor. She was a professor of Africana Studies and French, and she is the originator of Sister Locks. And she had support with her sisters. It was a family affair, which is Celeste and Carol as well. Um, so Dr. Cornwell originated Sister Locks. And what is Sister Locks? So Sister Locks is the first trademark natural hair care management system. Yes, that's what I said. The first. It is a system branded and recognized all over the world. Okay. So this is huge. If hopefully you get how huge that is. If you can imagine, we all have dreams and ideas and inventions that we don't follow through on. Well, Dr. Cornwell, she did. She followed through. She made sure that this hair management system was trademarked and copyrighted, and her tools is patented and all that good stuff. So that is huge. Okay. And so she did that. She followed through. So that is huge because we usually don't follow through. We have these dreams and we don't follow through. And that takes a lot of work. It takes some determination, and obviously it takes commitment. She also created the first certification program for a natural hair management system. So sister locks are small, versatile, stylable locks, as you can see here. It is a lifestyle, it's freedom, it's entrepreneurship. It is a hair management system that works specifically with your hair type, no chemical processing, and without any additional hair extensions. You can cut and color them. You can run in the rain. You have no limits on what you can do with this hair management system. So now that you know a little bit about Sister Locks, if you didn't already, let me share about Work with the Masters. So what Working with the Masters is basically an initiative and a sisterhood. Is a group of Sister Lock master trainers. And so basically, we heard the call of our consultants and trainees. And as a master trainer, what we do on the behalf of the home office is we teach or train people in the Sister Lock technique and also support them in starting their businesses. And so in the past, prior to the pandemic, the home office used to host a homecoming in San Diego, California. And at that time, it was a big celebration. Clients, consultants, trainers, we all got together and celebrated Sister Locks. But obviously, life has changed for all of us. And so we decided we wanted to create the opportunity for us to make sure you know who we are. We want to make sure that you guys know and have access to us as trainers, as master trainers, so that if you need support with your business or you need support with your skill sets, we're here for you. We're here to support the home office, and we're also here to help trainees and consultants attain, maintain their certification and beyond. So that's what we're doing today. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be meeting the master trainers. It's only like maybe two handfuls of us, which is unique and cool. And so we want to make sure that everybody know who we are and where we are and what we're up to, so that you guys can have access to us. So today our special guest is Denise Dixon. Denise is the director and the CEO of Denise Hairloft LLC, and she is out of Atlanta, Georgia. So let me bring her all in so we can say hello. Hey, Denise.
How you doing, Dana?
Denise has been living the Sister Lock lifestyle for over 25 years.
Oh, close to 30.
Oh, close to 30. Oh my goodness. So this is so cool. This is so cool. Welcome, Denise. Thank you so much for being here. So I already told them you've been doing this for 30 years. So if you can share with everybody, how did you even begun to know about Sister Locks?
They weren't that popular back then. I learned about it in 1995. That's when I wanted so much to do something else with my hair. I was already in the cosmetology business, and I never really liked it. It was just something to get into. And I got into it, and I still was not happy with it. And I wore braids for like 7 years just to keep relaxers out of my head.
Okay.
And so I was wondering, there had to be something out there for me, because I'm not really good with, wigs and that type of thing. I'm very basic in my hairstyling. So I wanted to be natural like I've always was.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to be natural. So I decided to look around, and there was nothing out there really, to tell you the truth. So I was thinking about just cutting my hair off and just being bald, because that's how frustrated I was. And then I prayed about it, because at that time, my husband did not desire that bald head thing.
Okay.
Well, that's where I was headed if I didn't find it. So I prayed about it, and I went to an event, and this young lady was just standing there looking all fabulous, and I didn't know what she had in her hair. I just knew she had a lot of it. And I went over to her, directly to her, and I asked her what they were, and she told me they were sister locks. I said, oh, I never heard of that. I said, do I have to cut my hair to start the sister locks? She says, no. I said, do you know how to do them? She says, yes. I said, well, can you do me? It just went just like that. And after I got my hair done, I was 2 years in, and I decided to learn the sister locks myself.
Okay.
And that's when I met Dr. Joe. Dr. Joe.
Where did you meet her?
I met Dr. Joe when I took the training class to become a trainer.
Okay.
Because I became a consultant. By then, she had independent trainers at that time. Mm-hmm. So I learned how to be a consultant. And then 2 years later, I decided I wanted to be a trainer.
Who was your trainer, Denise? Who was your trainer?
At that time, it was Jerry. I forgot Jerry's last name.
Okay.
Yeah, I really forgot her last name because it's been a while, but she's still in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I can't remember her name, but she was one of the first. She was one of the first group of people that actually got trained. Her and the young lady named Renee Wright. She was the one that established my locks, and Jerry would maintain them for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how that happened. Mm-hmm. So when I took the class with Dr. Joe, which was a thrill, because she was just so calm and and so natural about it, and I was already proud of her for being in the business, because when I took the class, the first lesson gave me what I needed. to understand our hair and how we can go forward doing anything to it, just knowing what that client is bringing to us. And at that particular time, that type of thing wasn't going on with just straight up perms, straight up.
Because you went to cosmetology school, so you didn't learn about our hair there, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Just you know, conditioning it and relaxing it. So knowing the curl pattern, you can be a more specific about what a person's hair can handle.
Right.
What style it can actually do. And I like that about it. When I took the class, I said that was so wonderful. So when I get to her, I'm like excited now, and I'm
Yes.
acting like I know everything because I was with.
You come in and act like you know everything.
And then I'm listening, and she was so nice. She was diplomatic and just like gave me the right information, because I think I would have been annoyed with me the way
Right.
I came in there because I just thought what I knew was correct,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then it took me, I think, around 10 o'clock because the class started like at 8. I said, you know what, this is her technique. She's originator. Just listen to her.
Okay.
I was so glad I had that change of mind because sometimes you just think and you just don't adhere to it. You're just going to go out and do what you want to do. But
Right.
it was very advantageous for me to listen to her, and I literally just changed my whole mindset, went back and corrected all of my clients.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's a new.
So in your with your clientele, were they primarily natural or were they getting relaxers prior
Yeah,
to learning
mm,
system locks? They were relaxers.
mostly relaxers, like 80% relaxers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you got back, you had learned the sister lock technique.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about, you said almost 30 years. So what
Mm-hmm.
was your approach when you went back to share about sister locks?
But to share to the clients or
Yeah,
to, yeah.
clients.
What
Right.
I told them was that, know the technique better. I wasn't good at my technique, so
Mhm,
I was going to restructure all of their hair at my
mhm,
expense because I
mhm.
wanted their hair to look as well and as good as the previous the heads I was going to do with my knowledge of it.
Right, right, right. So
They-
what does sister locks mean to you now? I mean, even after, I mean, obviously that was a huge game changer for you 30 years ago. But even now, what does sister locks represent to you now?
It represents to me freedom.
Okay.
It represents to me the ability to have my own business.
Yes.
I love the fact that the clients are, the weight of this issue about their hair just falls off their shoulder when they
Hmm.
get the sister locks. They're just so in love with it. And that does my heart good because I was part of that process of making them feel better. So that's what keeps me in it. Mostly the clients are literally, you could just see the transformation.
That's it.
They walk taller,
That's
you know,
true.
they have more time to do different things. So that's what it's done for me.
Hmm.
Cool.
So you were a consultant, and obviously you were establishing sister locks.
Mhm.
What had you touch, moved, and inspired to be a trainer? Because that's a whole different animal from actually the doing of the sister locks to actually training people to about the technique.
Right. I always had a desire to, if I learn something, I like to share it.
Right.
Right. So when
Mm.
I, learned how to do it, when I start to understand it, I wanted to be able to share the information, be part of that, growth of the experience of knowing and learning sister locks. So that's
Mhm.
really what got me in front of the class to do that type of thing because it was something so wonderful to share. It was like a birth of fresh air. It was and still is to
Yeah.
me.
So now you got clients you didn't establish out there. Now you're teaching people the technique. They're going off and running with it,
Mhm.
right? They have whole businesses now. That's a whole nother animal. Um,
Mhm.
so what have you found to be your specialty, like your favorite thing to train others about?
To teach, like with, as far as the mentoring and the refresher classes, because they
Mhm.
get the basics in the class, but I know they need more they need more information, because especially if you've never been in the hair business before, or you in another cosmetology, it's somewhat different in the understanding of knowing the basics. And the basic for me is the curl pattern.
Okay.
I like for them to know and be able to examine that curl pattern so they can put the right locking pattern in it. It's not a standard locking pattern. There's several locking patterns that's conducive to whatever that client is bringing to you. So people used to say that, there's specialty locks. In some way they are, because we're going to do what the client is bringing to us with what we have to create the sister locks. Mm-hmm. And so I like that part. And I also like the tool factor.
Okay.
Teaching them that tool, because some people are not using that tool correctly. And I remember the reason why it stuck with me, because I remember when I did another consultant's client, and I was doing his hair. It was a guy, and he got on the phone and he said to his wife, "It doesn't hurt."
Oh wow!
It doesn't hurt. He brought me 5 people from his family that had the locks, that were taking medication and everything to do this, to get this style.
No.
And it's not supposed to hurt.
So they got medicated to come get their hair retightened. Oh, that's awful. Yeah.
It used to be, this guy you heard him for a couple of days. I mean, they were serious about it, And I'm like, wow. So my intent was to always try to teach them how to use that tool, leaving the class. Making sure they learn at the class.
Perfect. Perfect. So you are out of Atlanta, and you offer coaching and mentorship. Is that correct?
Yes, coaching, mentorship, retightening classes.
And what are your consultants? What are the main things that they're walking away with? Because these are people who already have established businesses, right? Some of them, right? So what are they walking away with through your mentorship, I guess is what I'm asking.
Well, mentorship is usually the ones coming right out of the training class.
Got it.
I'm mentoring them. So I'm giving them more skills, to perfect what they already know, without a lot of excess movement or a lot of excess overthinking it, doing too many locks. I really talked to them about how you create that section, and how to make sure you get the right amount of locks and rows within each section.
So they're getting immediate feedback from you, basically.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. Perfect. Let's see. We have some people out on Facebook. We have any questions we have some people out here. We have any questions for Denise at all?
Or for you?
Now, you're the girl for today. You're the lady of the hour. You are the lady of the hour. I see Rosalie out here. Hey, Rosalie. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Lashana. How do you sign? Oh, Lashana wants to know how she signed up for the mentorship.
Oh, okay. Go to my website, which is hairloft.net, and the class information is there for you to sign up, and the dates are there for you to either pick the dates that you want, and then I will call you and we'll make arrangements.
So continued education is, obviously key for whatever you're in. And definitely in a profession such as this, you want to make sure that your technique is tight, that you have someone like Denise watching and being able to give you immediate feedback, because you may be making like a subtle hand movement that is wasting time, right? Something really simple, because I remember I took several refreshers.
Me too.
In fact, I took an advanced refresher with Dr. Cornwell, and I was doing something like stroking the lock or something. Yeah. I don't know why I was doing it, but I was stroking that thing, right? And she said, "Look, you spend too much time stroking that lock. That only that's not even doing anything productive or."
Yeah, something funny to say, but I won't say it on.
But I was live. And that thing it really did increase my speed in
Mm-hmm.
a huge way. So you can, it's invaluable to get immediate feedback and have people watch your technique and be able to give you feedback that will increase your speed. And obviously, increasing your speed is obviously increasing your revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
a good thing. Someone, Lena is saying, why are people being told to braid their hair when they shampoo? Were you told to band? So I guess Denise is saying, why do you braid and band? I'm assuming
Okay.
that's what you're
It
saying.
depends. You can braid it, but you braid it loosely. You don't braid it tight. It depends on the curl pattern because sometimes it needs a little bit more extra control than
Mhm,
another curl pattern. So when you braid it, you just want to braid it or twist it loose and then take care of the tips with the rubber band, turning them in and making sure your tips are sealed within that fold that
mhm.
you braid.
Okay. Um,
Doesn't have to be tight. Don't make it tight. Make it loose.
Marilyn Fisher is here. She said, Denise, you established her locks 20 years ago.
Mm, yeah.
That's so,
Good.
it's so huge. That is so. Oh, somebody, Marilyn also said, will you be traveling to New Jersey to teach the class this year?
I don't think so. They don't have me on that loop anymore. Since they have me in South Jersey, I'm mostly doing the southern area and mostly Atlanta.
Mhm.
If they need me up there, I'll make arrangements to get
But
there. But I'm
you're primarily in Atlanta, though.
primarily in Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of training and traveling for a long time. So I
Mhm.
just want to be a little stationary right now.
Yeah, I understand. This pandemic is a whole has changed our lives. Oh, Marilyn said she has a sad face here because she said so. It sounds like Marilyn wants to take the class. But isn't that cool to see people you have established their locks a long time ago like that? That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them become consultants, right?
Right. I've so many of them. I started consultants from my chair. When I was just on my own, every client decided that's what they wanted. Not everyone, but they were all coming in, and that's how I was able to do more coaching and more mentoring because they were right there around me, and I needed the help anyway because at that time I just lowered myself to. I got out of cosmetology and I just went straight to sister locks.
Sister Locks. Oh, so you did Sister Locks just primarily.
Hmm.
Jessica Davis said, hey, Denise, great
Hi.
seeing you. And she enjoyed being your CTA on several occasions. She learned a lot from you. That
Yeah, I
is,
learned a lot from
that's
her
so
too.
cool.
Very, very go getter. She's a go getter. She got so many.
Lee, Leanna, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. She said, is there a shortage of consultants in Georgia?
Not really a shortage.
Yeah.
We can use some more because we're finding that a lot of people getting their critical mass because there's so many of us here, but they're getting their critical mass and can't take any more people. So
Mhm.
there's always room for other consultants. Yes.
Mhm. Well, that's part of having the coaching and mentorship programs is that I mean, there's trainees out there, right? But they need to get their certification. And a
Hmm.
lot of people, they get discouraged when, you know how we start stuff and we don't finish it. We need a helping hand. So that's part of why we are doing this initiative of work with the masters is so that a trainee can come right out of that class and grab on to a coach and a mentor to help them to continue what they started, basically.
Hmm.
Lena says, Denise, will you speak to grooming hair as you did my, okay, so I guess this is a client of yours, Lena. Lena Savage is her name. Like
Yeah,
when you look,
back in the day,
when
yeah.
fuzzy or, so, so you remember Lena, right? Okay.
Yes.
Can you speak to grooming hair?
Say that again now.
Can you speak to grooming the hair? Or I guess she's assuming grooming the locks.
Yeah, well, grooming the locks has a lot to do with pretty much the person's curl pattern.
Yeah.
and just all the hair is just not going to behave, so to speak. They all don't go in at the same time, so it leaves a lot of little fuzzes on the locks. So you groom that so that you can see the integrity of the lock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as the locks get older and older, you don't need much grooming. Only the new area you would need to. But it is something that makes the locks look even better. Now, with people that have low density hair, that fuzz on there gives them volume, so we don't mess with that.
Okay.
And our other curl pattern, the short curl pattern, they don't even require it as long as you give them the right pattern. They will never require a grooming.
Mhm. And so that's another reason why a consultant would reach a mentor or coach, because you need to know when it's time to
Mhm.
groom someone's hair, or if you need to change what you're doing so
Mhm.
that the locks will look more refined.
Yeah, but
Hi.
I find once they do get groomed,
Yeah,
they're telling you when to get the next grooming. So they can see the distinctively difference. And they're like, Denise, it's time for my grooming. That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I don't know
And
what you
so, Denise, you said you're in Atlanta. That's
Yeah.
exactly, you're in Atlanta.
I'm in Sandy Springs,
Oh, Sandy Springs. Okay.
which is maybe 20 miles or so from Atlanta.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I see we have Felicia says, hi, ladies. Hi, Felicia. Thank you so much, you guys who joined. This is the first of several interviews that we're going to be doing with our master trainers over the next 2 weeks. And we just really wanted to make ourselves accessible to you guys, so you'll know who we are, where we are, and what we offer to you as a consultant and a trainee. And then for the clients that are listening in, that you want to make sure that your consultants is getting continual education, right?
Mhm.
Oh, we said, oh, Deborah Dixon is here. She said, hey, big sis.
Hey, how you
Oh,
doing?
Faith, Faith is on. She says she absolutely loves you, Denise. Thank you
Oh,
so much, you
thank
guys,
you.
for supporting us. We so appreciate it.
Mhm.
Denise, I got one more thing for you, and I'll let you go. Tell me, I want to know something so fun and cool about you that probably nobody else knows.
Okay.
You there?
Okay, I didn't get all the questions.
I said
I'm there, but you went.
I went out. I said I want to know something, a
Mhm.
fun fact about you that maybe nobody knows.
Nose.
I guess nobody knows, but you don't mind sharing too.
My real fun fact is traveling. I love to travel. I'm a world traveler. I try to get to some continent at least 2, 3 times out of the year if I can.
Oh, really? Where was the last place that you went?
My last place I went to St. Martin's
Oh,
in
okay.
with my family, my sisters and my nieces, and I've been several places in Africa. I've been to Australia. I've been around. I'm waiting to go to maybe the Asian countries now. I haven't been over
Oh,
there. Yeah, so
all right. I like that. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Lena
that's
says
fun.
concern. So,
Yeah.
oh, listen. Lena says concern. So many ladies are using
Mm.
gel on the edges, on their edges and their locks. Well, it's really, Lena, it's to each his own. Seriously.
Mhm.
I mean, I know the big thing now is going back to the baby hair. So
Yeah,
that's
baby, where you want to show it, I guess you can show it. And
yeah,
I do find out they do it because sometimes the locks come out
yeah.
easier on the perimeter, so they to keep from having those little locks as the hair was growing in. They want to lay it down.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they can be locked. You just have to be, patient for it to establish itself, and it may take a couple of extra appointments in between a retightening for that to happen. But I find that a lot of consultants don't even want to deal with that as a whole,
Right,
but
right. But I know that is the trend right now, is that baby hair look. And yes, people are using gel. Not sure why they're using it on their locks, but I know on the edges that's the new thing. It go out of style, come back in, and go back out, and come back in.
Now, that's true. There's nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
They
That's right.
20 years ago, we're doing it again. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Denise. We're not going to take everybody's time. We just want you guys to know who we are. Obviously, this is Denise Dixon. She is out of Atlanta, Georgia, and her salon is Denise Hairloft out of Atlanta. And you can, I think we'll have her. I'm sure we're going to have her information posted in here. So how you can reach her. You can always go to we have a website, which is www.workwiththemasters.com. You can find her information there for sure if you want to reach her, and so that she can be your mentor. So tomorrow we will have another trainer on tomorrow. So please come back tomorrow, same time, 7:30 on the dot. We'll be live again. So
All right.
thank you so much. Anything you would like to share with the people before we go at all, Denise?
I didn't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
We got
didn't hear
the last.
the question. Your voice
We're going in and out. I
had
said,
a
is
delay.
anything you would like to share with the people before we go?
Oh, I just want to thank everybody for coming, and it was good to hear from my older clients from Jersey. I felt bad when I left, but I had to go.
Yes, that is so cool. That is so cool to be able to see people that you have established from years ago. All right. See you later. Thank you so much. Thanks you guys for joining. We'll see you tomorrow. Same
Bye.
time, same place, everybody. Thank
Peace and
you,
love.
Denise. Good to see you again. Bye bye.